Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to the Sunday Recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a little bit about my last week in games. As always, we'll start with some EVE Online, and I've played around average EVE Online. I managed to get some time in after work, did a little bit of mining, a little bit of exploration. We also had an exploration run of our Iona base of operations in Galente space. Didn't really find all too much there, but we did get some information on, well, the new state of populations since the new structures have been deployed there. Stuff has definitely changed quite a little bit. I am of course working hard on the blueprint copy business. I've sold the first two large refinery blueprints for like 590 million ISK. I'm not sure where that price is going to evolve to. It's definitely going to go down, but that could be a very nice revenue stream at the cost of an investment of 40 billion ISK. So it is going to take quite a bit of time just to earn that back, but once that gets going, that should be a constant revenue stream that is going to be a nice addition to all of the other blueprint copies that I'm doing so far. When it comes to the market, well, of course the refinery blueprints are doing very well, so are the structure part blueprints, but that does mean that the other structure blueprints have taken a bit of a hit, especially the engineering complex is down to like 2.5 million or something like that. Now that all depends on supply and demand, so if people see that they're not making that much money, they'll just produce fewer of those and focus on something else, which gives me a better opportunity later on probably to keep pumping those out. So we'll see how all of that evolves. Kept doing a little bit of PI as well, although I'm not at the state where I have to clean up my planets just yet, so it's all good. The refinery is being deployed as well, should be up and running by next week, and we'll see how all of that evolves, of course. When it comes to EVE Online, at this point I am looking forward to the new moon mining changes. Personally, I know that a lot of the population is probably gonna look forward to the change to the alpha clones. That doesn't really hit me that hard, but yeah, moon mining coming to a 0.5 system, that is basically my next horizon. By then I want to get everything ready, bought, ready to go for deployment when it comes to getting one up and running on a moon. There is actually a moon located really nicely right now. If you look at the site where the Raitaru, the new refinery is coming, then you look towards the engineering complex for production. Well, behind that there is a moon that is actually visible, and so hopefully we can set up there. That would be nice, but we'll see how all of that works out, of course. The next game that I want to talk a little bit about is Battle Void Sector Siege. So I've been playing that a little bit, really not all that much. As I've said in the previous video, it does start to be pretty damn repetitive, and the lack of feeling like you're making progress on something is pretty painful. But I want to continue this campaign. I want to finish this easy campaign, and so maybe 3-4 times a week I take the time to do 1 or 2 more of those sector sieges. Well, it's my usual pattern, so I know that by heart now how I'm best able to handle these easy campaign missions, and as a result that's something that I am going to finish, but I'm not planning to make any more videos on Battle Void Sector Siege. I think basically it's a little bit unfortunate. They've tried to add new layers and new complexity to the game. They have done that, but none of it sticks throughout the campaign, and as a result the replayability of this feels like it's a lot less than the previous Battle Void game, where you could in one evening, I mean it would be pretty intense, but in one evening you could go through a whole campaign and you could have tested out a new type of build for your ship, mostly around the weapon systems. That was actually fun to do. It was really fun to try to focus on missiles or try to focus on some super Chalia type weapons and things like that. That some of the builds that I remember were actually quite fun and decently challenging as well, because you had to balance out waiting for the right drops, investing in those weapons, and being able to handle whatever the NPCs throw at you during those missions. So all of that is a little bit gone now. Just slugging myself through this easy campaign is taking quite a bit of time, and as a result that's basically my horizon for Battle Void Sector Siege. I'm going to complete the easy campaign, but after that I see very little reason to go into harder campaigns or to try other stuff when it comes to Battle Void Sector Siege. Perhaps if they patch stuff up a little bit and add some interesting things, I might look back at it, but for now I think that's going to be it for this game. Next up we have our classical Heroes of the Storm, so it's mostly daily questing, although it's daily questing with a little bit extra. At the moment I am finding some time to do more Heroes of the Storm games, so I'm actually usually finishing up the daily quest that I'm getting the day itself, and I'm most of the time sitting on an empty quest queue. So maybe it's sometimes more efficient, especially if you would get the play 8 games quest, which gets you 800 gold or something like that. That's a really nice one. I haven't seen that one that often, and so I'm back at 40,000 gold, so I could potentially unlock 4 heroes. And I do think, yeah, it's again, I do think that we are dealing with an algorithm that also keeps your reserves of gold in account so that you don't continue to accrue gold too quickly. And I am continuing to get these quests of play with a warrior hero, the type that I have fewest of, I think. Play with Overwatch heroes, which I definitely have the fewest of. And so I'm enjoying the game, don't get me wrong, especially now. I mean, I'm continuing to play games every day, and I'm actually trying to complete the daily quests on a daily basis rather than run that as efficiently as possible or complete the daily quest with as few games as possible. No, I'm enjoying the game. I do think that it's quite nicely paced, especially for a casual player like me. 20-25 minutes for a game is actually perfect. No need to worry too much about item builds and things like that. It's just you, your heroes. Some of them are sometimes, of course, your favorite. You know those by heart, and yeah, just enjoy the game. You're very dependent on the team. It's still a MOBA, and from time to time I will get angry a little bit. But overall, I mean, I'm sticking to quick play, so from my perspective, it's fun to do, and I'm definitely planning to continue to do that one. Maybe I'll check out some of the new heroes as well at some point. But then I'm a little on the cheap side. I don't want to spend 15,000 gold when I know that on the next rotation I'll be able to only pay 10,000 gold. And so we'll see how all of that evolves. But at the moment, I'm keeping up with Heroes of the Storm. And finally, we have some Diablo 3. So Diablo 3 launched season 12 last week. I am starting to play in that season, and I am focusing on a wizard at first. I've just been doing some of those bounties. Basically, I've done 2 full runs of all 5 acts, so 10 bounties so far. And, you know, I'm enjoying the wizard. I now remember why I enjoyed him so much. You can get this build going with Incinerate that is just absolutely amazing for your leveling experience, because I'm just focusing on all the others are basically passive buffs that I give myself. So like the Enchanted Weapon, which gives you like 20% more damage with the right perk, I think. I like Storm Armor as well, which is like a passive damage that is going to just zap enemies from time to time. With the right rune, it just keeps zapping ranged enemies as well. Really awesome. And then there's another perk that gives you extra damage just in general. Same with all your passives. You just grab everything that gives you more damage at range, more damage period, and then just, you know, start incinerating things, and it just blows up like crazy. So I'm making good progress, I feel, with my wizard. I'm keeping it on normal, because that way I can just chuck myself through some more of those bounties, get a nice reserve when it comes to the resources that you get for them for Kanai's Cube. And then once we reach level 70, we'll start working on getting the set, checking that one out, grabbing a build around that set, and continuing finishing off season 12 for the wizard. And then we'll see where we take it from there. But yep, Diablo 3, you guys probably know by now that I try to grab as many of those seasons as I can, and this one, it's gonna be with a wizard. That's gonna be it for this week then, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.